Governing AI agents well takes more than tracking spend. We need to connect quality, reliability, and cost per interaction to outcomes like efficiency, growth, and profitability. That gives us a repeatable value model for smarter investment decisions. So far, we have built the measurement stack. Why agentic AI needs joint cost and quality governance, what drives LLM and workflow cost, and how to evaluate agent behavior reliably. Now we connect those signals to business value. Cases resolved, hours saved, revenue influenced, defects reduced, and customer satisfaction improved. This connection is what makes FinOps actionable. In agentic FinOps, saving money is not enough. An agent that costs less but delivers weak outcomes is still a poor investment. Value measurement brings efficiency, quality, and business impact together, so leaders can decide what to scale, optimize, or retire. Outcome-based KPIs answer one central question: what changed because the agent did useful work? Instead of counting prompts, runs, or conversations as success, connect the agent to business results. Did it resolve more cases, save employee hours, reduce defects, shorten cycle time, influence revenue, or improve customer satisfaction? Each KPI needs a clear workflow, an accountable business owner, and a baseline for comparison. The strongest measures are observable, attributable, repeatable, and aligned to goals. If a metric cannot show business impact, treat it as activity data, not success. The right KPI depends on the team's job. In support, an agent might be measured by resolved cases, shorter handle times, fewer escalations, and better CSAT. In sales, value may show up as qualified leads, higher conversion, and influenced revenue. For engineering, look at fewer defects, faster triage, and better review throughput. In finance and operations, track processed invoices, compliant approvals, fewer exceptions, and manual hours saved. To measure agent value, first name the job the agent is meant to do. Support a decision, automate a task, interact with a customer, analyze data, or coordinate a workflow. Then trace that job through the business process. It changes from request to plan, tool use, action, and result. Along the way, capture telemetry such as tokens, latency, tool cost, evaluation score, and resolution status. Most importantly, define what counts as success: partial success, failure, escalation, or human handoff. That mapping turns activity into measurable business impact. A business value model starts with traceability. Each event should connect the agent, workflow, user or team, cost, quality result, and supported outcome. From there, raw activity can become metrics leaders understand: tickets resolved, time saved, risk reduced, or revenue protected. The key discipline is consistency. Use the same reporting windows, attribution rules, and confidence levels across teams. Then assign clear KPI ownership across business, engineering, and FinOps, so value is governed, challenged, and improved over time. Cost per business outcome turns AI spending into unit economics. Begin with the full workflow cost: model calls, infrastructure, orchestration, tool use, evaluation, and any human review. Then divide by valid outcomes, not just attempts. A resolved ticket, approved transaction, qualified lead, or detected defect should count only if it meets the agreed quality threshold. Failed runs, duplicates, low-quality answers, and escalations should be separated. This keeps the metric honest and lets finance compare AI workflows against human benchmarks, revenue impact, and process targets using a familiar cost per unit lens. Consider an AI support agent that handles 10,000 tickets and costs $4,000 to operate. If we divide by every run, the number may look attractive, but it hides failures, escalations, and rework. If only 6,500 tickets are resolved correctly, within policy, and with acceptable customer satisfaction, the real metric is about 62 cents per valid resolution. Compare that with a $3.50 human-assisted baseline and the required service level. That tells you whether the automation is truly efficient. Value claims need a counterfactual. What would have happened without the agent? Start by capturing baseline metrics before deployment, such as cycle time, defect rate, support cost, or conversion. Then choose a comparison method that fits the situation. A/B tests and holdout groups are strongest when available. Pre/post analysis or matched cohorts can work when experiments are not practical. The key is attribution. Separate the agent's contribution from seasonality, staffing changes, policy changes, or broader process redesign. If the impact is estimated, state the confidence level. Credible measurement is not just a number. It is a defensible story about causality. Not every completed task should count as business value. If an agent resolves a ticket but violates policy, makes an error, or creates rework, the apparent savings are misleading. Quality-adjusted value filters outputs through evidence, compliance, accuracy, reliability, and customer satisfaction. For example, count a resolved ticket only when it meets accuracy, policy, and CSAT thresholds. This prevents teams from optimizing for low cost alone. The goal is automation that lowers effort while protecting trust, operational quality, and long-term business value. Optimization priorities should not be driven by cost alone. A better question is, where do we have the biggest opportunity or exposure? Evaluate each agent across 4 dimensions: business value, operational risk, usage volume, and total cost. A costly high-volume workflow may deserve optimization. A high-risk, low-quality agent may need redesign or tighter restrictions. A low-value workflow consuming meaningful resources may be a retirement candidate. The goal is to choose the right action, scale what works, optimize what matters, redesign what creates risk, and retire what no longer earns its keep. Once agents are in production, manage them as a portfolio, not as isolated experiments. Rank each agent with consistent efficiency metrics: cost per valid outcome, value per dollar, quality-adjusted ROI, and business impact. Then segment results by department, use case, model, application, or owner. This helps teams spot patterns quickly: expensive agents that underperform, high-value agents that carry extra risk, and low-cost performers ready to scale. FinOps platform teams and executives then have a shared basis for governance, funding, and prioritization. Business value governance works only when it becomes a habit. Treat AI value metrics as part of the regular FinOps cadence, monthly or quarterly, with the right owners in the room: engineering, product, FinOps, finance, risk, and business leadership. Review shared KPIs such as cost per outcome, adoption, quality-adjusted value, and risk trends. Then make the conversation action-oriented. Every insight should lead to a decision. Adjust the model, tune prompts, redesign a workflow, update policy, or change funding. The rhythm creates accountability, not just reporting. To wrap up, business value measurement is the bridge from agent performance to organizational impact. Track outcomes like cases resolved, hours saved, revenue influenced, defects reduced, and satisfaction improved. Translate spend into cost per outcome, and prioritize optimization by value, risk, volume, and cost together. Next, we operationalize this with observability, allocation, tagging, chargeback, and governance.